A Faith for These Days by Bertrand Comparet. In Hebrews 11:1 we are told, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." It is interesting to note that the word evidence is also used in the Bible to mean the title deed to land, as for example Jeremiah 32:10-14. Therefore, we might say that faith is the title deed by which you get the right to claim the things you hope for. Now, faith is belief, but belief in what? The worshipper of Baal and Moloch had faith, but in the wrong things. It is not enough just to believe, but what must you believe? All of Yahweh's promises. Faith is taking Yahweh at His word, thereby getting what He promised. It applies to your salvation and redemption. If you take Yahweh at His word, you are free from the burden of sins now. There is no uncertainty about it, no need to wait and see what happens. Believe now, and you know the joy of salvation and redemption now. If you don't believe, you labor under the awful burden of your sins. This isn't because Yahweh has withheld relief, but because you didn't accept what He offered. Yahweh never asked man to believe anything unreasonable. He always gave proof beforehand, enough to convince any reasonable person. Yahweh foretold the plagues He would bring on the Egyptians, then did it. After that, He told the Israelites to march to the promised land. He used fulfilled prophecy to demonstrate the complete reliability of His word. In Isaiah 48:3-5, Yahweh said, "I have declared the former things from the beginning, and they went forth from my mouth, and I showed them. I did them suddenly, and they came to pass. Because I knew that thou art obstinate, and thy neck is an iron sinew, and thy brow brass. I have even from the beginning declared it to thee. Before it came to pass, I showed it thee." In the New Testament too, Peter 1:19 reminds us, "We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day dawn, and the day star arises in your hearts." In I Corinthians 14:22, Paul tells us, "Therefore, speaking in, tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not, but for them which believe." Yeshua said in John 13:19, "Now I tell you before it comes, that when it is come to pass, ye may believe that I am He." The whole 11th chapter of Hebrews is filled with examples of those whose faith was triumphant. Enoch, by his faith, was translated into the next life, without ever experiencing death. Noah, by believing and acting upon his faith, he and his family were saved from death in the flood. Abraham, because of his faith, received a son when both he and his wife were very old. Moses, by his faith, was able to lead his people safely through the plagues of Egypt. He also led them through the waters of the Red Sea and 40 years in the desert. Joshua, who believed Yahweh, marched around Jericho 7 days, then blew the ram's horn trumpet and the walls fell. However, note this, faith always blows the ram's horn before the walls fall. Noah built the ark years before there was any flood in sight. It is like a checker game. Yahweh makes His move when He offers you His blessings of salvation, healing, deliverance from dangers, etc. Then it is your move. Believe in Him to fulfill His promises. Don't say, "Yahweh, I don't think I can trust you. I'll have to wait and see." Believe Him, then it will again be His move, and He will make it. Yeshua said, "According to your faith be it unto you." Faith is for these days, not for the sweet by and by. Present material salvation and redemption, as well as spiritual, was given to those who believed. Psalm 91:5, 10, 14, 16 promises, "Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling." Then Yahweh says, "Because He hath set His love upon me, therefore will I deliver Him. I will set Him on high, because He hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I shall be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation." What can Russia and China with any number of bombs do against the power of Yahweh? Should we fear the epidemics which we are told are threatening us? Why don't all the churches offer their people Yahweh's healing? When we abandon right and justice, we lose Yahweh's protection, and yet our enemies still hate us as much as ever. This is the time for boldness for the right, not cowardly surrender. Certainly the war of all organized evil against the remnant of good will come, and very soon. Don't pray that these things will not happen. That is not praying according to his will, for Yahweh prophesied this. Pray they shall not happen to you. Pray for health, security, and victory. As Luke 1:70-75 tells us, as he spoke by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies, and from the hand of all